From Hollywood, the Johnny Carson Show. With Laurie Carroll, Peter Hanley, Glenn Turnbull, Hank Sims, Cal Gooden and the orchestra, and starring Johnny Carson.
Good morning. I shouldn't say that again, should I? Good afternoon in New York and wherever you happen to be today. On this holiday, Memorial Day, we're very happy that you dropped in to spend a little time with us. We've probably got a lot of people who haven't seen our show yet, husbands who work and kids who are home from school, because we're on in the daytime, and we're happy that you stopped in to spend a half hour with us. I have one headline that was in the paper. This is more or less concerned out here with Los Angeles. Last night, right here in Hollywood, that's where we do the show in Hollywood, they had what they call a sonic boom. Did any of you folks in the studio notice that last night? Now, for you folks who don't live around where they have jet planes, a sonic boom is what they call where the plane dives through the air faster than the speed of sound, and as it pulls out, there's a big air pressure thing created, and it causes a big boom. And it blew windows out of homes around here and shook people out of bed on the floor. You fell out of bed? Oh. Uh-huh? You fell off the couch? Well, have a victim right here. But actually, I'm going to reveal the truth this morning. That was not a sonic boom. You see, the police are suppressing evidence right here in Los Angeles. What all that was last night, it was thousands of Los Angeles motorists celebrating the 12th straight day with no smog. And they were so happy because due to the good visibility, they could back up and take a run at all the targets they'd missed before. You see, when I said good morning, actually this morning out here in California, of course, 11 o'clock right now, which means that our cast right over here, the gang has to get up. We're down here about 8 o'clock in the morning. Have you met our cast before? There they are. Good morning, group.
Good morning.
Try that again.
Good morning, sir.
I don't think there was a heart in it there was yesterday. No, getting up in the morning is just, a lot of people have trouble. I just wondered if anybody has trouble getting up like I do in the morning.
Man, I do, John.
Really? What's your problem?
I just can't get up in the morning.
You know, I've got 3 alarm clocks at home.
Yeah?
They're named Kit, Ricky, and Corey. And believe me, they get you up. Actually, living in California, back in the Midwest where I was from, I lived in a rather small town. And to get up in the morning, they devised in this town, they had a curfew bell that rang at 8 o'clock at night. And they tried it a few nights, and they had all kinds of protests, and they had to repeal the ordinance because the bell was waking so many people up. It was 8 o'clock at night, you see, and people, well, what's the difference? It's kind of a Midwestern joke anyway.
I got an idea. Tomorrow morning, you send over your 3 boys, and I won't have any...
I'll be happy to. You're going to have them, too. Hank, how about you? Do you have any trouble getting up in the morning?
I really don't, John, because I'm up at 5 in the morning and do a bunch of setting up exercise, take a little dip in the pool and play 9 holes of golf, really.
You do all this after you get up?
No, before I wake up.
Sorry I asked. Peter, do you have any trouble at all?
I've got nothing against mornings.
Yeah.
The only thing that I do have against them is that they start so early in the day.
You got a point. Laurie?
Well, I don't have...
You always look fresh in the morning anyway. I wondered how you do
I
it.
just pop out of bed at 7:45 and get in the car, and I'm here at 8 o'clock. It's very easy.
It's that easy, huh? How come?
Well, I just get out, get in the car, and come on over. Don't worry about breakfast.
You don't have any breakfast in the morning?
Well, I really do, but you see, I'm very careful about that. A singer should always eat breakfast, so I eat it at night just before I go to bed.
Oh, get out here. Now, I was speaking to the kids a minute ago about being alarm clocks in the morning. I have the 3 little boys, and of course, they get a chance to walk today, watch the show, because 2 of them go to school. And we were talking the other night, and those of you who have youngsters know, they say, what did you do before television? It's a fact, that they watch television quite a bit. And I remember once asking my grandmother what they did, before radio. And in those days, they didn't have jukeboxes or things kids have now, or television. And in those days, it was strictly self-entertainment in the parlor, and they used to have what they call, maybe some of you people remember, riddle parties, what they call. They'd sit around and they'd just do the old-fashioned riddles. And they just passed the time by exchanging wits, and usually the solution to these riddles was a play on words, and you had to try to solve them, you see. Now, we've come up with some of these today, and in the old days, lots of these riddles were on biblical subjects first. For example, I'd like to give you a couple of examples of the riddles, and then we'll see what we can do. For example, here was one of the old-time riddles. At what time of day was Adam born? You see, the answer is a little before Eve. You see, you get the idea how it works? Here's another one. It says, what is it that which Adam never saw, never possessed, yet left two to each of his children? Parents. Look, you got in free, you know. Oh, these are the way these old-time riddles go. Now, they sound kind of corny now, but this is what people used to do. Here's one here. What animal is it which in the morning goes on 4 feet, at noon on 2, and in the evening on 3? The answer is man, who in childhood creeps on all fours, in manhood walks erect, and in old age walks with the aid of a cane. Now, those are the old-time riddle parties, and we were talking about it the other day, and everybody on the show agreed to come in with one or some kind of a riddle of that vintage. Who wants to start it off? Pete?
All right. How many young ladies does it take to reach from New York to Philadelphia?
I don't know. How many?
100. Because a miss is as good as a mile.
All right. Who wants to try it again?
I got a doozy.
Yeah.
When is a sailor not a sailor?
All right. When is a sailor not a sailor?
When he's aboard.
How about that?
Huh? You think that's bad? I got another one. Why is it impossible to starve on the Mojave Desert?
All right. Why is it impossible to starve in the Mojave Desert?
Because of all the sandwiches there.
I got one, John.
You kind of like that one, don't you? You've got one, Hank?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I made this one up when you said to come up with one. Thought it up right out of my own head.
Yeah, is it hard? I mean,
you just wait. Your social life would be a total loss without the letter R. Why?
I don't know why. You tell us.
Because without the letter R, all of your friends would be fiends.
You're getting moans this morning. No, I don't think they did bad, don't you? Those weren't bad at all. You got one? Excuse me, Laurie.
And it's one of the biblical ones.
All right.
Why wasn't Eve worried about catching the measles?
All right. Why wasn't she worried?
Because she already had them.
They're turning against us. You know that, don't you? They're marching right down. But here's a riddle that is centuries old that somebody gave me. I haven't been able to track down the answer to this. It goes like this. What we caught, we threw away, and what we could not catch, we kept. What was it? They didn't give me the answer. I didn't get the answer. What we caught, we threw away, and what we could not catch, we kept. What was it? Anybody know the answer to that one? Coal, fish?
Youth?
No, what we caught, we threw away. And what we could not catch, we kept. I don't have the answer here. If anybody knows, let us know. We'll be back in just a couple of seconds, so don't go away.
And now part 2 of the Johnny Carson Show.
Thank you. Thank you. Welcome back to the second half of our show. You know, being Memorial Day, as I mentioned as we started the show, we have a lot of folks watching who don't see our show in the daytime, like husbands, for example, are home today, and they probably wonder what their wife does during the daytime. So if you fellows are watching the show and your wife is watching the show, now you know what she does during the daytime, and you can take appropriate action. Of course, on any holiday like Memorial Day, the relatives come to visit, which is fine. And I always feel kind of sorry for somebody who has just had the baby and all the relatives show up to admire the baby. You know what I mean? They start saying, oh, he looks just like Uncle so-and-so, and he's got Aunt so-and-so's eyes. And as a matter of fact, we have a little poem today called Poor Little Newborn Baby that I thought you might get a kick out of. It says, poor little newborn baby, there's nothing you can do. With all your doting relatives, you just can't look like you. You've got your mommy's dimples, your Uncle David's chin, your Cousin Mary's elbows, and your Auntie Selma's skin. You've got your daddy's kneecaps, you've hair like Grandma's niece. Were you born or just assembled? Did you get here in one piece? No wonder you keep crying. No wonder that you groan. Poor little newborn baby, you've got nothing of your own. Quite cute, isn't it? That expresses it pretty well. You know, today, being Memorial Day, back in Indianapolis, of course, is the 41st, I think, or 42nd running of the Indianapolis Classic, Memorial on the Speedway back there. And they're not going to televise that today. So nobody gets, I think it's already in progress back there now, isn't it, Hank? Started out here at 9 o'clock on the Pacific Coast. But today, in lieu of that race, we have brought you a race of our own. It doesn't have the excitement, but I think it has a lot more heart to it. We actually are going to have a derby today because up in Coalinga, California, every year, and this year they had the 20th California Horn-Toad Derby. That's right, believe it or not, here is the racing form right here. That's what it says, racing form, and it was held, this one this year was held Saturday on April the 7th, 1956. And I was just looking over this. Look, some of these names. Rexall Flash, Power Club Special. These are all horned toads, by the way. This is the 20th California Horn Toad Derby. Here's one that's been scratched here. And I wanted you to meet a gentleman who knows a little more about this, who is Mr. Floyd Howe, the Secretary Manager of the Coalinga Chamber of Commerce. Mr. Howe, nice to have you with us. Now, Floyd, tell us a little bit about this Horn-Toad Derby. You actually held one last April the 7th, right?
Yes, we held it this year, Johnny, on the occasion of Coalinga's golden anniversary. We had a golden anniversary celebration in our 20th Horn-Toad Derby.
How did this originally come about?
Well, it seems back in about 1933, they first started at a gathering up in the hills at a picnic, and they had some races, but they used some hop toads.
Hop toads?
But in 1935, the American Legion held a special program in Northern Canyon at our picnic grounds to raise some funds to send a Boy Scout to a jamboree in Washington, D.C. And George Malch and other members, that was my first experience in 35 with the actual racing of horned toads. And from then on, since 1937, I've had something to do with it. We brought it to town and had our celebration centered around the racing of horned toads as an entertainment feature each year.
Do these little horned toads, are they, what do you call them? Are they lizards, actually, or what are they?
They actually are not toads. They actually belong to the lizard family.
Do they make pets? Can you make a pet out of them?
Oh, yes. They're very easily to make pets out of. You have to watch them. They have a habit, if they get mad at you, they might squirt a little blood out of the corner of their eye at you, but it won't hurt you.
That's nice. Have around the house.
And, of course, you can kind of stroke them on the head a little bit, and they'll calm right down.
Kids work the same way. You stroke them on the head, you can calm them down like that. Do they know their names and have a personality at all? I mean, to that extent?
Well, not to a great extent. I mean, they'd be known by names. I mean, especially the names that they're known as if you read the racing program.
Well, the racing form here. Now, I noticed this year, the winner, where's the winner this year? Who won this, the last one?
Oh, Tuxedo was the grand champion this year.
That's the name of the toad, huh?
That's right. He was a well-dressed boy, that toad was.
And you've brought some of these horned toads, and we're actually going to have a race down here today, right?
Yes, through the invitation of Johnny Carson and this show, we're going to have a special Johnny Carson special race today. Now, we might change the rules slightly. On our derby, we run from the center of a circle to the outside. But for this special race today, so that the viewers will have a better knowledge of horned toad lore, shall we say.
All right, let's say that.
We'll run we'll run a kind of a straight pattern race. I think we've set up something that everyone will enjoy.
Shall we go over to the track?
Let's go.
All righty. Over to the track. Here we are at the track, friends. Oh, excuse me, who is this?
Johnny Carson, I'd like for you to meet Queen Marjorie Hancock of this year's golden anniversary on Horn Toad Derby.
Hi, Marjorie. How are you? How does one get selected to be the queen? The toads vote or what? I mean...
No, we sold tickets to the barbecue. We had a big barbecue. And
I hate to ask you what
Not
you ate.
barbecued horn toad.
Huh?
No.
Beef.
Oh, boy. I see. Gee, and you sell the tickets, and then you come out to the meet and represent kind of the queen of the meet, huh? Do you like, I mean, you've been with these things. How do you like horn toads? I think you got the wrong queen here. And you have another gentleman here we want to meet who is who owns the winner, right?
Yes, we'll have Gary come on in. I'd
All
like
right.
for you to meet Gary.
Fine. Margie, thanks for being with us today.
Thank
I'll
you.
see you at the next toad meet. Hi, Gary.
This is Gary Jordan, the owner and trainer of Tuxedo,
Tuxedo,
the world
look it up.
champion horn toad for 1956. There's
See, it says entered by Gary's Men's Store.
Right.
How did you happen to get a hold of this little toad?
Well, I was taking inventory one day there at the store, and in amongst some shirts was this horn toad. And so I chased him around the store on my hands and knees for about 5 minutes, and I thought a toad that was that hard to catch would certainly win the race.
What was the time on this toad this year? do you
I
know?
think it was 7.8 seconds.
7.8 seconds. Now, what we want to do, how do you train them to race? Is there anything special you do to get them to go? You talk to them?
Yes.
You know,
and
people,
you,
when they go to a racetrack, they stand and they scream and they yell. Does this do any good at all?
No, I think you can warm them up before the race. They run much better when they're warm.
Who doesn't? Now, how many toads do we have here today? We've got, they got numbers on the back, and I've got one with my name on it here.
Yes, that's right. This is from Gary's trained stable of fine horn toads that he has, and we have a special one today with Johnny Carson's name on that, and he's going to compete. He's the challenger today for this
Can I hold him here?
derby. Would you like to hold him?
You see, I got the name, right? No, these are very, very gentle. They don't hurt you at all. See, it's got the name on the back there. Right there. Says, in case of emergency, call... Now, I tell you the way we'll do this. We'll assign a toad to Lori. Have you ever been assigned to a toad? What number would you like? We have...
5.
Number 5.
Number 5?
Lucky number.
Laurie wants number 5.
Yes.
Okay.
Number 5.
There you are. All right. Number 5.
Number 5. Glenn, what number do you
Hello
want?
there.
6, 3...
Number 6 looks
Number
like a live
6
one there.
looks like a live one.
Number 6.
All right, we'll just race
Number
for these
6.
3, okay?
You're going to win.
Johnny, you have yours now?
I've got mine here. All right, now
Okay.
what do we do now?
Well, on this special occasion, I think probably we should line you people up, and so that we can get a good view of this race.
What do they have to do? Go through
And
the little
we'll
gate?
ask you to see who can to get the toad through that gate over there, or the barricade first, and that will be declared the winner for this special race.
All right.
All right?
Now, let me
Okay.
get... Wait a minute, hold it.
I'm just talking to him. Pepping him up a little.
I'm going to demand a saliva test right after the race. All right.
All right, are you all set now?
All set.
Now, no fudging now.
No fudging. And
I'm
no...
not fudging.
Knuckles down
I'm littler than you.
All
All
right.
right, on your mark.
Whatever you do, don't look back.
On your
All
mark.
right, ready?
Get set. Go.
Go.
Come on.
What's the matter, Johnny? You didn't train that toad right.
Come on, let's go. Be a lousy third, but go. I got a factory second toad here. Sure, now look at him go. Come on, back.
The wrong direction. Go this way.
Holy Toledo. Mr. Howe, thank you so much for coming up and bringing the toads, even though you brought me one that didn't cooperate.
It was a pleasure, Johnny. I want to thank you and the show for your wonderful hospitality.
It was
We've
a lot of
enjoyed it
fun.
very much.
Thank you. We had a lot of fun. Thanks, Mr. Howe. Are we that short of time, Bud? Oh, guys, we ran out of time today. Well, we hope you had a nice time this Memorial Day. Have your friends and family with you. And thank you very much, and we'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.